but it's chilly. Hello everybody, how are you all today? I hope you're well. Look, it's Dragon Breath Day again. It's fresh out there. It's about 2 degrees centigrade according to my little thermometer hanging by the shed, which I think is about 35. So it's not freezing, but it is a bit chilly. Every now and again there's a wind and it's like, oh, it bites. So it's definitely a day for being active. There'll be no leisurely sitting around having cups of tea. What a contrast to a couple of days ago when Jackie and I were here doing the path and we had the sunshine and warmth. Look, it's a nice day today. It's bright, it's dry, it's just cold, and I'm going to keep moving. It was so lovely arriving here this morning and seeing the path again. Yay, the path is done. So, what's on the agenda today? I've got so many scraps of paper and lists. Got quite a long list. Hello, little one. Little Rosie / Oreos turned up. Quite a bit to do. When I was making this list after my last session, I make my little list, prioritising. I've kind of assigned a timescale to each job and it looks like about 7 hours worth of jobs. I don't think I'll get them all done because we're due some rain in about 4 or 5 hours. So I'm just going to crack through this list as best I can. My approach to my list and giving myself tasks in the allotment, I've decided to take a sort of a countdown numbers game approach. I'll have one big one and 4 or 5 little ones in terms of jobs. So I've got one big job, the rest are little. First things first, my onions have arrived. Yay! Well, my white onions. I've always grown from sets. I've always had great success with it. I think part of the reason I grow from sets is because I lack space, greenhouse or otherwise, to grow from seed. I keep thinking I should have a go from seed, but then where, space-wise? Anyway, so the sets have arrived. First thing I'm going to do this morning is get these all laid out in a tray so I can just check each and every one of them. One rotten apple spoils the whole barrel and all that. So what you're looking for is, well, visually, that you can't see any damage or specks of mould, or just use your instinct when you get your onion sets. If it looks bad, it probably is. I'll also give them all a little bit of a squeeze, so we're looking for nice, firm, clean onion sets. I'll spread them out on just the base of a propagator seed tray for now, just so they don't sweat and start to go hinky. It's still really chilly. It's far too soon to plant them. I don't normally plant my onion sets till, I think it's usually around the beginning of April. So these will just sit on their tray, nicely kind of aerated because they've been separated on the tray, and they'll just sit there for the next 6 weeks or so. I hope they don't mind the cold. Actually, that's a thought, because previously when I've had my onion sets arrive, it has not been this cold. So I might, where I've got my potatoes chitting on the bench there, they've got some fleece thrown over them because we did suddenly get really cold. So what I might do, I'm in a dilemma. I'm thinking about chucking some fleece over the top of the onions so they don't get frostbitten, but on the other hand, I don't want them warm and sweating. I don't think there's much chance of that in this temperature, is there? I've got 2 pairs of trousers on, I've got 2 long sleeve t-shirts on, and I've got 2 hoodies on, and I'm all set to go. So, without further ado, let's go and start with the big number. Right, first job of the day is to get all this gone over broccoli out, but before I do, I'm just going to rescue all the little florets that came as little side shoots. I mean, look, they're really tiny, but it's still a seed, isn't manage, you know, a few of those. Oh, that one's almost gone to flower, but we'll have it anyway. A lot of the leaves have gone over too, but those that haven't, I will also harvest. And oh, hello little poppy. I'm trying to call her by her correct name. Hello little poppy poo. Yeah, so any of the leaves that are okay, and they can go in my gorgeous cabbage pie. The other day I was fantasising about having a fresh tomato, but actually because it's gone so cold again, I'm back to just really enjoying my pies and general winter kind of stodgery. Is that a lot? Oh, a couple of tiny ones here. Where's not one not? So yeah, whenever you're harvesting the main head from your broccoli, just take the top out but leave the rest, because you will get these little sprouts. Plus, of course, you'll have leaves when all the sprouts are finished too. Poppy is now sitting in my wheelbarrow. Right, let's get her digging. It probably feels like there's not much to do in the garden at the minute, but you know, we are starting to get loads of dry days. I know they're cold, and there is stuff to do in the garden. You're probably like me, you've probably got some brassicas which have gone over, so make the most of it. Get outside, get them out, and start to get the bed ready for whatever's going to go in it this year. I don't need much of an excuse to get outside. And if you just keep on top of all these little jobs, you know, whenever there's a break in the weather, whenever you've got time off work, yeah, just grab your opportunity, start to get on top of all these little jobs, and then when everything goes a bit mental at the end of March, you'll almost feel like you've got a head start on things. There's not a soul around today. Maybe there will be later. Kind of feels like a missed opportunity. There are some folk who they sort of disappear in October and don't reappear again till Easter or sort of beginning of April. And I just think they're missing a great opportunity, A, for growing their food, but B, for enjoying that kind of the quiet time. Listen to the birds. I'm not going to do much of this bed now, just this little sort of 1 foot wide section to the left of where the broccoli were. I am going to need to give it a bit of a tickle with the fork, because where it was bare over winter, should have covered it in cardboard, but where it was bare over winter, that surface has compacted a bit, and without access to, you know, heaps and heaps and heaps of compost to lay on top over the winter, or manure even, you know, it's been bare. Never mind, so I'll give it a bit of a tickle and then just get the whole lot covered up until, with cardboard, until about the middle of March. And then I'll show you what my plan is for the flint core, which is going here to increase the nitrogen for them, because they are really nitrogen greedy. And as I was explaining the other day, at the height of summer, it was really quite hard to make enough weed to keep up with them. But we'll come back to this bed about the middle of March, and all will be explained / revealed. I'm going to carry on with this. Catch up with you shortly. So really haven't done much to either of these. This is going to be the onions, that's the flint core. Just a bit of a tickle to break that hideous crust. There's a little I don't think you can see it. There's a robin on the tripod. Hello, beautiful. It's this freshly turned soil. They love it. Getting down to some little worms. Right, come on, let's be a bit more sensible about this. So, just going to give it a covering so it doesn't get battered and crusty from the rain again. This is stuck. This is a path this year, so it's okay to stand on it. And then in about, when will it be? I'm trying to work this out now. Where are we? Beginning of February. So in about 6 weeks when the onions are ready to go in, what I'll do is, wind picking up of course, I'm just going to stand on that for now, it's fine. Yeah. I'll sort of top dress it with chicken poo, rake the chicken poo in, and that'll be pretty much it. I'm trying not to disturb my lovely soil too much. And as and when I can get more cardboard, this is a path. As and when I can get more cardboard, get cardboard down for the paths too. So I don't have to do so much weeding next summer. Not easy on a windy day. Come on, get in there. Oh, that's another bum shot. Oh dear. That's why I keep all these huge bits of wood around. Right, and now I'll do the flint corn bed. I've run out of cardboard. Never mind. It's a pretty much a never-ending supply where I get that cardboard from, so I'll fetch some more down in the week. Now, the garlic have been looking a little bit sorry for themselves, so I've got some of the 6 times chicken manure. I'm just going to scatter a little bit on. Really not very much at all, because it is super concentrated. And then basically give it a bit of a tickle in with my little hand cultivator. And then I'm going to give them a bit of straw, because it looks... There goes Tamara. Tamara's got a power drill with her today. Yeah, I'm going to give it a bit of straw because although we want the garlic to get a bit frosty in order to split the cloves, I think they've been a bit too chilly, so I'm just going to give them a sort of a straw blanket. Right, let's have a bit of a... Oh, packaging. Keeps me warm on a chilly day. Actually, it feels like we've picked up a degree or two. And now, it's not the chill, it's the threat of rain yet again. But I know from some of your viewers, I think specifically or particularly in the Seattle area, it seems that you've had nothing but rain for weeks and weeks on end, and you just can't get in your gardens at the moment. Oh, I don't know how you're all managing to stay sane. Maybe you're not managing to stay sane. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you. So once I've done this, this bed number 1, won't really need to do anything to it until, about the middle of March. So the potatoes will be the first thing I plant on site, and that will be hopefully on St Patrick's Day, the 17th of March, the traditional day. Otherwise, it'll sort of be about the beginning of April that I plant the first onions, and then I won't really plant anything else until mid-April, if not beginning of May. That's why I'm concentrating on bed number 1, because this will, like I say, after the potatoes, this is the bed that's going to see the first action of 2018. Yay! Right, let's give them a straw bed. I won't have enough straw for all of them, so I'll have to think of something else. This was in our burn pile. Jackie spotted it yesterday and grabbed. Brilliant. It's just great being outside, isn't it? It's the year of no excuses. Just get out there and get working. Actually, this reminds me, putting the straw down, that we've got some local sort of Facebook groups, and I was going to ask on them to see if anybody's got pet rabbits. Because I was thinking, if they have, I could take away their hutch cleanings and make a rabbit poo compost heap. Yes, I'm glad I've remembered that. Okay, I'll find some more material for the rest of it, but, oh, you can't see, can you? Sorry. Literally just a little duvet for the garlic. Right, what's next on the list? Let's go and check the list. Another little job to do today. I've got these vine eyes, which I'm going to have 1, 2, 3 on each post, and run wires up and down the length of the fence for my what do you call it? Grapevine. Grapevine, acacia and loofah to scramble along. Oh, I'm going to measure with, that's irksome. Maybe if I do, oh, that'll do it. I actually picked these up last, October, November. It's quite a good time to look in garden centres, because they start selling stuff off to make way for all the Christmas decks. So I think they should have been about £5 a pack, and they worked out, I can't remember whether they're like £3.50. So I'm just using one of my metal tent pegs halfway through to turn, just to give me a bit more leverage. Give me a big enough lever and I'll move the earth. Oh, who was that? I want to say Archimedes. It wasn't Archimedes got in the bath and said Eureka. You know who I mean. Anyway, it just makes the job a little bit easier. I'm going to get a wriggle on now because much earlier than was forecast, we're getting the first little spits and spots of rain. So I'll just try and get this a lot done, and then I might just sort of pop myself in the shed with I might actually make a hot cup of tea because it's chilly. Here comes the wind again. Yeah, and just sort of sit it out for half an hour and see if it's going to pass. If it's not going to pass, I'm going to have words with the weatherman. Still, it's good to get all that work done on the top bed, on bed number 1. Because, like I say, that's going to be first in action. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited for the summer. I hope all the plants I'm hoping to have along here grow okay, because I just think it's going to be a gorgeous backdrop to the plot and a really, really lovely place to sit out summer afternoon, summer evening, sit here, do my back to watching in June, sit here in May watching the swifts return. Yay! You know what it's like though when you do a project, I'm sure you all have this, where in your mind's eye you see it so clearly, like magazine photograph worthy, and then the reality is, well, sometimes it's not quite as glam, but have that picture and then get out there and try and create it. Why not? Right, next post. This is going to take me a while and it's spitting with rain, so why don't you all go off and have a cup of tea too? Oh, I've come inside to take refuge for a moment because it's spitting with rain. Annoying. So I've got the eyes up in the posts. I've actually decided I want to do another row of eyes, so I'm 4 eyes short, but at least the holes are drilled and it's ready for me to just whack some more in. And I think it's worth saying, actually, this is a really great time of year to think about the supports your plants are going to need. So if you, I don't know, say with fruit bushes, fruit trees, any of the climbers, I mean, obviously things like our climbing beans, we always put up our temporary teepees of canes, but if you're growing something that's more permanent, or you're planning to buy that sort of thing this year, have a think about where things are going to go and the kind of support they need, and get the support done now. It's much better and easier to get your supports in now than once you've planted something and then you're, oh, cheerio, Rusty, and trying to sort the support out afterwards. I've seen so many people buy, in particular, apple trees, and they say, oh yes, I'm going to have these espalier, they're going to be this, all this training going on, and they never ever get round to getting the supports in, so all they end up with are these kind of monster trees which are too big for the site, and then the site secretary comes along and says, you need to keep it at 6 foot. So, have a think about what you want to grow. Oh, chilly. Have a think about what you want to grow by way of fruit this year, in particular, and where it's going to go, and maybe think about how you need to support it and get on with sorting the supports now. Oh, it's gorgeous being here in the peace and quiet, but oh, there's a little jay. Hang on, let me see if I can get a shot for you. Hang on a tick, hang on, I'm just going to get rid of you all, just a sec. This is one of our jays. trying to keep quiet because it's just a few feet away from me. Amazing looking birds. Oh, come on, turn around and show us your plumage. Let's see if I can get a little bit closer in. Excuse my wobble. Look at that little flash of blue. It's gorgeous. So, oh, sorry. I don't know a huge amount about jays, but they're of the same family as magpies and crows, I think. So that jackdaw type family. It's obviously found something good to eat. I can't see what it is. Beautiful. I find their plumage just amazing for the UK. It seems to be too bright and too exotic. What is he eating? He's got it between his toes. Okay, let's leave this little fella to scoff. Let's see if I can just go one last time. Try and see what he's eating. Oh, off he goes. Yeah. Gone to look for more of whatever it was he was eating. Another of my little jobs today, and this is such a lovely job, is to have a quick whiz around the whole plot with all the bits of broken canes and start marking out where all of the new beds are going to be, the sort of beds within the beds. I love this job because it really starts to make me kind of see how this year's how it's going to be, but it's also quite useful in terms of, it reminds me, you know, leave that soil alone. If nothing's happening with it, just leave it alone. So, off we go, we're marking. Nearly. Yay! It's almost like it's summer already. Great. It's just really, I love this job because as I'm working now over the next sort of couple of months or so, getting all the beds ready, I can really visualise where all the different plants are and all their different needs in terms of the green manure or the chicken manure, or, you know, fine tilth or trenches with compost, etc, etc. So it really feels like this year is kicking into gear. Love it. So this is going to be, I reckon, my last job of the day, because it's getting really chilly again. Hoopla. And all that cold in my bones. Don't like it. So this is my idea for trying to get the branches bent from the arches. I've just built like a little sort of semicircular frame of sticks, and then I'm laying all the, just sort of slotting the branches down into it. Don't know if it'll work. But it's got to be worth a go, hasn't it? If nothing else, I'll have kind of woven myself a little, I don't know what, round fence. Oh. It's definitely on the chilly side, but it's been a good little sash today. Couple of the bigger jobs done. Oh, I need to. Can I snap it? No, I need to cut that one still. That one is. Oh no, I think that one's a pole. Too stiff. Yeah, I got a couple of the bigger jobs done, namely that top bed. Everything else, little jobs, it's all a bonus. This is actually really nice to do. Watch your eye, Vivi. Yeah, this just feels nice and chilled. It's going to take me a few minutes longer, so I think... Oh, hang on a sec, where are you? You're miles away. Oh, blah. There you are. Yeah, I can feel that rain is coming. Oh, hold on, let me turn you around, I can't see you. Yeah, rain's definitely on its way, so... I think it's time for me, for now, to say cheerio to all of you. I don't know what you're all up to, but whatever it is, I hope it's fun. Get out there if you can. And this week coming is going to be my first seed sowing. I mean, I kind of did the seed sowing of the sweet peas. I mean, the first vegetable seed sowing. So keep an eye out. I'll be putting a video up sometime this week of the first vegetables to go into the soil. Yay! But until then, everyone, take care and have fun whatever you're up to.